All right. How are you guys doing today? You guys seeing a lot of cool stuff at the show? Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. Um, Probably after this, I'm gonna go walk around too. So if you guys got any recommendations on booths, let me know so I could go ahead and check it out, spend some money. So my name is Martin, and I'm gonna be trying to walk you guys through how I approach my what I call my 10-minute photo shoot. I've been doing pictures for about 14 years professionally at weddings, but altogether I've been shooting for about 17 years. So in most states, probably in about a year, my career will be able to get its own tattoos without asking for permission from their parents. But we're gonna try to walk you guys through my approach on how I, address the situation where we're running short on time. And as we know, if you've ever done a wedding before, about 90% of the wedding is the same. There's always some kind of getting ready photos. There's always a ceremony. We have the formal pictures, grand entrance, all the party stuff. There's an exit. Everybody goes home. Really, the only difference with most weddings is going to be your formal pictures. Every wedding has different people, so obviously this is where it's going to vary. And that's where the problem is. Weddings run late. A lot of it's out of your control, but there's a lot of moving parts. There's makeup artists, there's drivers, there's parents. There's a lot of people in the wedding, so there's a lot of opportunity for problems with time. Most of the time, we're gonna have a plan already in set. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, so when we go to the wedding, we already know that we're gonna get ready. We already know where we're gonna go. For the pictures, we already know how much time we have, but for the most part, that's the easy part. That's the before the planning. It doesn't always go that way. And if you have already done a wedding, you already know you're gonna set everything, and it's really gonna go flip upside down. It's gonna go backwards. So this is kind of what I do beforehand, and a couple days before, a couple weeks before, I want to either jump on a call with the couple, or I want to meet up with them in person, and I want to look at the venue on Google Maps. If you've never used Google Maps, it gives you the option to pull up your maps so you can see what the venue is going to look like, and that way you'll have a plan the day of, so that you're not running around trying to figure out where I'm going to take the pictures, and then on top of that, how and my settings and how am I going to pose them. So this is going to be a big step. It's going to make your day a lot easier. I also start off by talking to my couples. So I want to let them know what the situation is looking like. We're running a little bit short on time, but I'm going to reassure them that we still have enough time to get some good pictures for them. Worst thing is stressing them out even more. The couple's already going to be stressed out about everything being late. They're aware of the time. And if I'm over here freaking out too, like, hey, you know what, maybe I don't have enough time, it's going to make everything worse. So I still, even though I'm stressing out, I'm letting them know, hey, I still have enough time to walk you through a couple poses, and we're going to end up with something that you like. Worst case, we can still bring them out later during the dinner or sometime in the evening and do a couple more pictures, but at least we'll have something down. And then I always give them simple instructions so that ahead of time, they already know, again, what to expect. I want them to smile big. So that's one thing. A lot of people will hold back their smile. Hey, no, let it shine. And I usually do this so that they get a visual. Let's keep everything that you do natural. So if you hold hands a certain way, if you walk a certain way, we interact like this. We want to keep that natural. And if I need to, I'll help you guys polish it up so it looks good on the camera. And then this is a big one. I'm going to be looking at your posture. And I already see a lot of people kind of standing up a little bit. I'm conscious of it so that throughout the shoot, I don't really have to tell them about this, but they already know that I'm looking for it. I usually start off with what I call like my pose chain or pose routine, with something that's a little simple, and I try to keep my movements minimal. I try to keep them small. So I usually have them maybe standing, holding hands. I'll have them face away. And this pose is not really too intimidating. It's really simple, something that they might already do on their own. Make a simple movement. So usually I'll have them look at the camera, and then I'll end up with something like this where they're both looking at their hands that they're holding. And usually, if I'm on a long lens, I'm giving them a visual. So like, hey, let's look at your hands. Hey, let's look away, so that I can give them an audible cue and also a visual cue. That way they know what to expect. Started off, again, making small adjustments. Have the bride look at the camera, have the groom look at her, and then I just flip it. He's looking at the camera, she's looking at him. we're looking at each other, and this is a good shot or a good opportunity for some candid shots because they're going to naturally smile. They're looking at each other. Sometimes, they feel a little corny, but it's a good opportunity. Also, I do want to communicate with them at the beginning of the session what kind of pictures we're kind of looking at. So in the first part, we keep it like a little more serious tone, so that way they already know they're in that same energy. Hey, everything is going to be a little more serious. Maybe we're not smiling, but our posture is going to be good, really elegant. And then once we get into something that's a little bit more smiley, I try to keep them in that mindset so that they're not riding a roller coaster. So if we keep telling them, hey, smile for this shoot. Hey, be serious for this pose. Hey, smile again. Hey, be serious. It's really a lot of up and down, and it kind of breaks up the energy. But if I let them know, hey, we're going to do these next 2-3 poses are going to be a little more serious, then they could kind of hold that tone. And then, hey, these next couple poses are going to be a little more smiling. Let's have some fun. Then they could be a little bit more fun, more playful. And then I usually end up this chain with have the bride roll into the embrace, into the hug, and then he's giving her a kiss on the cheek, maybe on the lips. Up to you guys. We sometimes do both. Similarly here, same kind of idea, same concept. I'm doing what I call like the pose chain. So I'm taking them through a couple of poses that I've kind of already worked out that'll go easily transition from one to the other. So here I have both of them looking away. And a trick to these looking away shots, you always want to give them a cue or something to do while they're looking away. So I have them count something in their head. So right here, I'm probably having them look at the window, or hey, across the street, there's a bunch of trees. Maybe you could count them in your head. So that way they don't have just a blank stare. Again, small movement. I'm having the bride just look away behind me. I'm having them look at each other. And then I physically moving a little bit closer. And every time I'm moving them, I'm making small adjustments. Here I have them look at each other, and I'll have them talking to each other. So maybe tell the bride, hey, let them know about your day. Or tell the groom, like, hey, let her know where you want to eat after this. So it gets a little bit of conversation going, loosens everything up. And then here I usually ended up with a traditional, this is what I call the mom shot, the shot that the mom's going to want to buy. Similarly here, again, this is going to be like a third idea for what I call the pose chain. So I have them starting off a little back-to-back. And then again, simple movement, just having them look at the camera. It's not really too difficult, but it's going to change the pose. Going back to just him looking at her. Right here, I have her just look away. And then I end up with her, hey, let's just turn towards the groom and let's talk to him. Again, gives us a good opportunity to bring out some genuine expressions. Everybody smiles. We also want to maximize our poses. So every time you pose somebody, it could be a little difficult just trying to think of something fresh for everything, for everybody, every day. So you always want to try to maximize it. And once you have them posed, I try not to move them so I could get a couple different shots. So something like here, I'm getting a full body shot, and this is what I would probably call my wide shot, coming in for a close-up, and then we're getting a detail shot. All within a couple of seconds of each other, and you want to remember when we're short on time, we don't have time to be moving her everywhere and every way. We have to just pose her and get as many shots as we can. And here I have a series of the 4 shots that I normally try to get. Usually we're going with the wide shot. We want to include a little bit of the environment, so that way we know where we're at. They spend a lot of money, a lot of time picking out venues, so we want to be sure to show that and be able to display that. Come in for the mid shot, where I'm just showing half their bodies. Again, giving them something to do, some kind of interaction. Coming in for the close-up, where now I'm coming in a little more 3/4, letting them know that I'm going to be really close, but they can still keep doing their actions, they can still keep moving, and then we're getting the detail. So again, we can maximize it. Same thing here. Same type of chain. Again, simple movements. I'm having them talk to each other. I have them come in a little bit closer, and then I physically also come in a little bit closer and go ahead and get the close-up shot, and then the detail shot. And then when you're designing your albums, it's really easy to add these in there because they help you sell the albums really well. Photo shoot tip. We want to try and give our couples a scenario. Try to give them something to do other than, hey, just hug each other and look this way. Doesn't really have a lot of feeling. Doesn't really, portray the emotion that you would want to portray, but if you give them a scenario, maybe we haven't seen each other in a long time. He went to fight a war, she went to college. We haven't seen each other in months. All of a sudden, we see each other. What are you feeling? What do you want to do? Let's go ahead and give her a hug. Puts you in a mindset where you bring out a little bit more emotion, and it usually helps break up the tension if they're a little nervous because they have something to do, and it's not as posy as like, hey, just kind of hug each other. Again, setting them in the mindset. We also want to take advantage of every shot that we get, or every second that we get. So as we're walking from one location to another, I do try to have them pose along the way. So as they're walking away, I'm going to stop the bride. Hey, just look at the camera and smile. And again, getting the shot, wide shot, coming a little bit closer. Let's give her a kiss on the cheek. And he's going to lean in. She's going to smile, do the kiss on the lips. And then again, without moving them, I'm getting the detail shot. So you're not reinventing the wheel every time. Just simple movements, and a lot of times I'm going to be the one that's moving so that they don't mess up the dress or move too much or wrinkle this. At the end, you always want to have time to be creative. So we don't want to keep doing the chain over and over. I mean, we do want to practice it, but we do, at the end, want to freshen it up. So I do take them through 5-6 poses that are the same pretty much at every shoot. And then at the end, that's going to be like a little bit of a warm-up. Lets them know, like, hey, it's not too bad. If you're nervous, you don't got to worry. I'm going to be helping you out. I'm going to guide you through this. And then at the end, once they're more comfortable, they know what to expect, they know how to pose a little bit more, then we can get into more complicated shots. If we start complicated at the beginning, they might get scared, and then they might not want to come back. And again, because of that, because we're giving them something that's consistent, you can also get predictable results. So if you do multiple weddings, you have couples come into your office, you have meetings with them, they're going to see what you have to offer, and if everything looks different every time, it might be a little weird because they don't know what they're going to get if they hire you. But if you have nice pictures throughout, if you have 20 couples that have nice pictures, more than likely you can offer them nice pictures as well. You can also do this for group shots. And I have a similar approach when it comes to the bridal parties. So usually I get the safe shot first. I'm just going to have everyone stand really tall. We're going to smile big. We're going to look at the camera. Again, the mom shot, because they're usually going to like this picture. Have everybody stay in the same exact spot. We're just looking away. Again, we're changing up the pose a little bit. Then I have just the groom. We're bringing the attention back to the groom. And everybody in the back kind of looking away so they're not distracting you from him. We're going to do a fun shot too. So we're going to add a little bit of creativity. Everyone point at the groom. We're all going to smile. With a big bridal party, doing the same thing. Everyone look at the camera. Traditional pose. Really easy to start. Really easy to just set everybody up. Hands in the pocket. Bouquet right in the middle. Time to give her a kiss on the cheek. Everybody cheer. We're going to look at the camera. A lot of times I have them do a second pose where they cheer and then they look, the bride and groom will kiss on the lips. And these will make really good 2-album spreads or 2-page spreads. So if you do any albums, they look really nice and really big. From here, I just moved a couple up a little bit. And in this wedding, we only had about 20 minutes to do pictures, but we had 20 minutes to do family pictures, bridal party pictures, and pictures of the couple. So essentially, I had about 5-6 minutes per group, which can be stressful. But again, if you have some kind of plan in place, you know that you're going to be okay. So again, just minimal movements, and then we finish up with a fun shot here. Without moving them. Bridal party doesn't want to be there. They want to go and they want to grab a beer. So if I could get them out quick, they're going to be a little bit more willing to help you out. So let's put it all together. So this is kind of the recipe that I use for most weddings. I'm going to talk to the couple first, and I'm going to let them know the situation. Hey, we're a little bit short on time, but again, I'm going to reassure them that we're still going to have enough time to get poses, and we're going to get pictures that they like. I want to give them the simple instructions. We're going to stand tall. We're going to smile big. Just keep everything normal, just how you normally do it, and then again, I'll help you polish it up if we need to. We're going to take them through the pose chain. So I already thought of these poses ahead of time, and if it's something that I've practiced throughout the year, I already know what to do. We're going to start here. We're going to move like this. We're going to do this. And I could take them through 5-6 poses in just a couple of minutes, and I'm going to save 2 minutes at the end to do some creative shots. And again, if you have it already pre-thought out, you already know what you're gonna do. So there's no guessing. There's no like, well, let me think about what to do next. Like it's already there. It's already ready to go. Should take about 10 minutes. At the end, we want to breathe. It's a lot of work, and we thought of it. Everything's already set. The pictures are good. You're ready to go. So you want to practice the chain often, so it becomes natural. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be on the wedding day, because at the wedding day, there's a lot of things that you're thinking of: lighting, camera settings, your equipment, plus the posing. So there's a lot of things going on. You also want to keep in mind the time, because we're all usually on a time schedule. And don't be scared to add the fun poses at the end. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Zeno, and they're the ones that brought me out, so thank you, Zeno. 3 reasons why they're my favorite lab. The biggest thing is the price. So a lot of their items are going to be up to 50% off what they cost at a different lab. So that's going to be a really big deal for smaller packages, for packages that maybe you can upsell and make a little more profit. It's a one-stop shop. So if you want to get books, albums, if you want to get prints, if you want to get tabletop items, they're all there. You don't have to go to different websites. You don't have to design them differently. Everything's all in one display. And they have all the tools in one spot. So you can design, you can sell, and you can share all from Zeno and their software. Really great deal. And this is something that we have as a sample if you guys want to check it out. You get the book, you get the box, and you get the flash drive all for $117. You design it yourself, so it's nothing that's pre-made. You're going to put your own pictures. This is something that you sell to your couples, and this is something that I offer often. You could design the cover, and you have different options as well for textures and whatever kind of materials that'll fit your brand. Again, we have everything that you need. So we have the album sets. There's also sets that come with prints instead of books. If maybe they don't want a book, or they already have a lot of books, but they like the pictures, so we can order them a box with pictures. We've got prints by themselves. We've got boxes by themselves. We have wall art. And these are some of the things that I order. And I have some samples, if you guys want to check them out after, of the stuff that I normally order. And we do like metal prints, the USBs with the case, and canvases. And then this is some of the software again. So you could design, you can share, and you can sell your images. So we use the Zeno Designer to design all your products that you're going to order. We have the gallery, so you can share images. We have the proofer, where you can share your books, and then they can make notes and comments on changes that they want. The eStore, so you can sell your images. And the slideshow, so you can share them again. Retoucher, if you don't want to do any retouching, it's going to take care of that for you. And then one of the biggest benefits, if you go with the basic plan or the Zeno slideshow basic plan, is you're going to get 25% off select items. So if you guys want to take your phone out and take a picture of this, you guys can check out all these things right over here on the show floor. And these are going to be some of the items that are offered at a discount for 25% if you have one of the plans, the slideshow plan or the pro plan. And then we do also have the show offer, where if you want to scan the barcode, and we have a barcode out here as well, you do get a free pre-made sample album, and that's going to show you all the different papers that we offer, and you can also get a swatch sample as well. And I'm almost at 10 followers. If you guys want to help me out on my Instagram, you guys can scan it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask me any questions. If you guys want to just hang out, let me know. And thank you guys for coming. I appreciate everyone being here.
Thank you, Martin. If anybody has any questions, I'll pass you the mic. Show your hand. I'll pass you the mic. I just want to say that this is our 10-year anniversary here as a company. We're happy to be here. We're happy you guys are here with us. We are offering 50% off software for the next few days. So if you want, please take advantage of that. Free sample album as well. Thank you for being here, and give this man a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you guys want to stick around, we have Deacon James, a boudoir photographer. He'll be talking about maximizing your profit margin. That is happening in a half hour. So stick around and